In this video, I'm going to be showing you my scalping session. We're looking at S&P 500 M&A futures. I'm going to be using pure price action. Now, when I'm looking at the chart and I'm doing my analysis, I can see that we have bearish spike working lower, break, and secondary leg to test the new extreme. So the initial bearish trend working lower just now finished and played out, which means I'm no longer looking to go short. Everything to the left played out. I have some decisive push above EMA, so right now my bias in the market is bullish. You have a new high for a entry long. You may actually have a decent second entry long, but so far it doesn't look like it will trigger. But downtrend played out, and I'm expecting right now market to reverse according to market cycle rules. Okay, so the price action is still developing. We have right now consolidation. EMA is completely flat, consistent pricing up and down. We trade down into this, but I'm just trying to follow short-term trends at the moment. I don't see no great setup. Right now we have uptrend breaking new high. If we're going to keep working higher, then I'm going to redraw to wide the channel. I'm resuming the video as the spike and the channel pattern continues. We have a break close outside, so I'm not thinking about selling yet. I do expect new high to be tested following the trendline rule, but the downtrend is in place, so I'm respecting this correction right now. There's always a correction present, but I'll be looking to go long if I get some nice high probability setup above the EMA. The resistance is still quite far, although I can move it a little bit lower, something like that, and that is potential worry, but we'll see if we can push back above EMA after this new extreme. Right, so we have some decent push above EMA, but the high-low signal bar is bearish bar, so of course I cannot go long above bearish bar. So I'm thinking about some failed second entry short, but we need to stay above EMA. Alright traders, I'm resuming the video as I just entered a lower high confirmation setup of the triple top. The reason why I like this lower high is because spike and channel played out with the break, push to a new high. We ended up having one leg down, break, second leg down like this, broad break, push to a new high, little failed breakout, or basically it's very close to be considered triple top. Spike below EMA, this is a decent bar, it was quite big, so I definitely used quite deep limit order. I'm scalping 8 contracts for 12 ticks because I have such a great limit order, and leaving one contract as a runner. The stop loss has to go one tick above the signal bar. So this is a lower high, big bearish bar, confirming the triple top. And I kind of like taking this because everything to the buy side played out, fell breakout. So there's a big chance we're going to have brand new trend established. And because I'm very close to the triple top, I'm not waiting for reversal pattern for first second entry long. I'm just trying this lower high with deep enough limit order. So let's see what's going to happen here. Alright, so we need a couple more ticks here. Alright, and we tick through the order. So I'm going to place my stop loss automatically to break even. Basically to protect this runner position. This is just a bonus, just a one contract left over in case there's going to be some massive dump lower. I want to be part of the move. So this is why I'm going to keep my one position open. You can also sell this short right here, triple top. Just write it back to the EMA. It was a little bit more aggressive trade, but because I had such a nice limit order, I definitely would not enter at the very bottom here, only with a decent limit order to decrease the risk and kind of make sure there's going to be enough room for a scalp. But we may get a failed second entry long right after this. That would be also acceptable. Or if you're going to see proven downtrend like this, then you're simply thinking about second entry short because this is a new downtrend. Okay, we have a failed second entry long now, but this failed second entry long is not at the EMA. So I would definitely not enter this. I'm holding this position, but I would not enter this as a new position because it's simply not at the EMA. We need something much closer to the EMA here. Right traders, our runner just got hit. We had sort of like a visual failed second entry long, but because we pushed first above EMA, I was kind of leery of this because I wanted to see on a failure prices staying below EMA fully. So because we're back above EMA now, yes, we closed below, but it looked like there is some small bullish bias kicking in. So you really want to see EMA rejecting prices. I was hoping for some mini second entry short, but that didn't form. Okay, price action pushed back above the EMA, so I'm gonna keep downtrend, break new low. We are hanging out at the top part of this trend range. Bottom is completely empty, so the bullish bias is still kicking in. So there is no stronger reversal breaking these lows. So I'm drawing the upper half trend range and respecting breaking extreme. Downtrend played out. We actually have a nice failed second entry short reversal. Downtrend played out 2 legs down. But this is an inside bar. The bullish bar is inside of the previous bar. So this is not ideal. If this was no inside bar, this would be great failed second entry short. but inside bar is kind of messing things up here. Alright traders, I came back from my break. You have a break in new high, resistance is holding, spike down. We have another lower high, but this lower high is really far from the EMA. You can see the body is really far. Bullish imbalance kicked in, but this is the area where I don't really want to go short due to bullish bias, but at the same time I don't want to go long at the top of the move, so I'm still waiting here. Alright traders, I'm going to wrap it up with my one trade, lower high. This is the overall structure for today. Today was very slow and the market structure was quite choppy. And I would say overall this week has been slow, and the market structures we had, they weren't that developed. They were choppy for the most part. This is the impression that I'm getting. So this week wasn't the easiest to trade. Normally I have a lot more trades, but so far this week I've been taking only a handful of setups here and there. So if you are not taking that many trades this week, you're not alone. The structure was quite choppy and overall very slow, which is really a problem because it gets super boring and you really need to have a lot of breaks to make sure you're not going to take any impulsive trade. We ended up having just slight bullish bias, but eventually we reverse all the way down. Now we had the spike and a channel pattern, 2 legs down, breaking new high. You're not really expecting bullish imbalance at this point just yet because you just have 2 legs down and this is normal price action. You're just testing the new high, so you can sell this triple top and the lower high. I actually wanted to mark even this felt second entry long a little bit more aggressive just because it broke above EMA first, but as a felt second entry long after uptrend played out, this downtrend is new low. Only here this is the place where you are starting to understand that you have bullish imbalance present in the market, because the downtrend is not the pattern. There is breaking new low, there is no wider downtrend established, and because you're back above EMA, you are making higher lows. So at this point right here, you're starting to predict, okay, bias is bullish and you're mainly thinking about buying. You had a decent second entry long, but you should use limit order because you don't want to go long quite high up like this. New high first entry long, second entry long, uptrend is new high. And because now you have the bullish imbalance, you don't want to be selling. I was okay to sell here because the bullish imbalance is not present yet, but now it's really much harder to time it. You can see congestion here. You cannot take this lower high so far from the EMA. We had bullish imbalance. And I avoid areas like these because this is exactly at the top where you don't really want to go long because it's too choppy. At the same time, I can't sell due to the imbalance, due to the bullish pressure in the market. So these structures are easiest to trade if you can take some high-low first second entry short when the downtrend plays out and the new push phase is starting, but nothing like this formed. So very choppy price action. I don't see no good trades here. So we only had a few decent setups today. Yeah, very slow and choppy price action. I can't wait for market to pick up a little bit, be a little bit faster so it is easier to trade, a little bit more exciting. This is super boring. A lot of waiting was needed today and a lot of patience. You shouldn't really get discouraged if you're thinking you're not reading this properly or that it's harder for you to trade it. I feel the same way because we are looking for market context to be established, good key entry point and a price action pattern. And every single time all these things look like they're going to line up, market just has another whipsaw effect. It's too spiky. So it was really hard to put all these three pieces together. So I was waiting a lot as well. So you don't really have to be too hard on yourself that you feel like you're not reading that well, because there are a lot of indecision areas, a lot of areas of development, and there are simply not that many great structures today. So don't beat yourself up too much if you didn't find that many great setups. Choppy price action. But I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you had a good trading day, and I'm going to talk to you next time. Good luck your trading.